QCon is one of the conferences that actually combines cultural aspects of my profession, agile development, as well as like war stories, like what are the kind of problems people run into. That's actually pretty important. Most conferences focus on like technology, like what's new in Java, whatever, or in my world is mostly .NET and Microsoft. I like to actually learn and network with people and learn how do they solve their problems, because that's also my job to consult other companies, like how to solve I don't know, growth problems, how to look at agile development, how to solve architectural issues, apply XP, Scrum, the whole thing. And what you find here is people that actually solving the same problems or have been solving the same problems. I particularly like the open space thing, because that gives you an opportunity to network. I mean, I was just talking to the director of QCon and discussing with her, like, you need to have more opportunities to interact with people, because now it's really difficult to figure out, like, what is somebody into, what kind of interest do they have, and maybe we actually have the same thing we like and we can talk about it and discuss. Because yeah, you can read a book, but to actually learn somebody's experiences and to mirror your own, that's actually quite pretty unique if you can do that. I think there's a lot of experience here, especially if you go to the open space, you get the chance to experience that directly. There's a lot of experience. Most of the people here are either architects or agile coaches or are involved in change management and procedures and trying to get the organization on a higher level. So yeah, if I compare it to other conferences, I think it's one of the highest level ones. Yeah. In my experience, I write down notes, I blog about it. Generally, only after a few days, it all sinks in. And in general, it's just ideas. I mean, if I have to solve a problem, it's probably that somewhere in the back of my mind, something tingles like, hey, that guy at QCon talked about it. There's probably a video about it. I'm going to look it up, or I'm going to look for a blog post about that. That's, I think, the most valuable thing. With the exception of last year, there was a great tutorial that completely blew my mind. It was about the culture engine. That, like, I came back and I was almost like a new guy. At least people in my company noticed something different from me. Yeah, but that's beautiful. So I read InfoCube because it provides good summaries of important technical discussions that are happening, like the whole test-driven development thing that was going on. I can, of course, read all the individual posts, but QCon, InfoCube.com provides a nice summary of that, which saves me a lot of time. I would absolutely refer QCon to a colleague, provided that they're at the level that this adds value. I mean, there's a lot of people that just want to learn about the new thing, the new tool, the new framework, but QCon is great for if you want to actually get a step further, if you want to go beyond what the traditional developer conferences do, both within the Java world as well as the Microsoft world. Actually, a colleague of mine went with me last year to San Francisco, and he had to admit it was one of the best conferences he ever had. For the same reason, he's somebody who also wants to get a bit further, wants to get beyond what all the conferences do. This is the perfect place. You get a real good blend of architectural war stories, scalability challenges, cultural aspects of our profession, working with people, and the perfect chance to talk with other guys from your community.